right, good morning, New York. Good afternoon, Tel Aviv. This is Trending. I'm Emily Francis. Coming up in this show is The Force with The Last Jedi. The first reviews and spoilers are in, and Daniel Roth will be here with the Nerd Alert. And let's raise our glasses to the latest new innovations for wine lovers. Product consultant Davina Littman here. And the mind is the biggest sexual turn-on that has created a new category of sexual orientation. Sex therapist Shelley Barod will be here with more. All right, meanwhile, we will update you on the latest developments in the explosion being reported in Port Authority, where scores of people are right now evacuating subways throughout New York City, as well as a Port Authority bus station. We will, of course, continue to cover the latest developments, and we will have more in a news cut-in in about 20 minutes. But we start with tech.
Eris, powering your digital world.
All right, Apple partnering with a major music app at the same time as banning small businesses on the App Store. Dr. Vili Abraham here with Tech News. Hello, Vili.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. So this is an interesting merger, not surprising one, but a big step, because we haven't seen Apple actually admit that there's someone that's better than them at certain things, right?
Yes, that's true. There were either announcements or planned announcements. For example, YouTube is planning to roll out its online streaming, partnering with Spotify. YouTube is planning also to roll out its music streaming. It's partnering with Sony Music Entertainment and Universal Music Group, and we also have a partnership between Tencent and Spotify. The announcement come in the backdrop of an increasing use of online music. More and more people are listening to online music, and an increasing number of revenues or companies that are earning a lot of money because of this.
Right, so they're realizing that there is money. I mean, especially for Shazam is really, is something that's not really going away. I mean, it continues to be relevant,
exactly right. And Apple is going to acquire it. By the way, it's probably going to be announced today. If we look at the United States, there are about 23 million people who download music or listen to it, streaming it, and it's a great market. Just last year, it brought in about $7.7 billion to the industry.
So this is a good kind of change for the future. And well, how will it affect, music listeners' habits? Just kind of like whatever brand they like the most, so to speak?
Yeah, so if we look at the future, so it looks like artificial intelligence will push forward the industry, because it means that in the future people will get customized music to their needs. It does happen now, but it didn't catch on that much. And the other thing is that prices will probably decrease. If we look today at prices, they're prohibitively expensive. The average American pays about $156 a year for streaming music, so I would expect prices to decrease considerably.
Right, more competition, and it becomes a supply and demand kind of thing. Interesting. Okay, now what's this story about Apple and affecting small businesses?
Yeah, this came as a surprise to many developers. First of all, today, if you're a small business and you don't have the money to develop a serious app, then you can use templates. There are a lot of companies like Wixie that develop templates. The thing is that now they say, look, there's clutter. There are too many apps. There are about 2.2 million apps available. It makes it very confusing for consumers. Sometimes
you search and you know which are amateur and which are legit.
Exactly, and there are a lot of duplicates, and this is why they're saying, look, from the 1st of January 2018, we will not allow applications that were developed by templates in our store. And it's unfortunate, because it means a lot of organizations like churches, like universities, schools who don't have enough money to develop a real professional app will not be able to do this.
Overall, do they give reasons as to why? I mean, is it just more about being making sure their premium app, well-produced apps are really at the forefront of searches?
It looks like one of the reasons is that they're saying, look, if there are so many apps, it means that developers of very good apps or very original apps do not show up in lists, so they show somewhere very at the bottom. So it means that it's hard to find them.
Right. That makes sense. So it's really, at the end of the day, a quality control thing. Okay, Google Maps. This is an interesting development. This is helpful for people like me that fall asleep on trains and buses with fear of missing my stop.
By the way, the Israeli Railways has realized that people sometimes fall asleep and miss their stops. So that's why if you use their app, you're able to, you'll be alerted once the train stops. Look. If you look at Google Maps, a lot of interesting things. First of all, time travel. You're able to see how streets have developed over the years through its streets view. You can create your own map with your favorite places. It can save the place where you've parked your car, which could be a serious problem in parking lots, and it can also find you a place to hang out. Now you would also be able to get live guidance and interactive real-time notifications about your ride, whether it's taking the bus or taking the train. And it looks like it's really competing seriously with Move It, which is a very different app, but it does seem to be wanting to take grab of its market share and offer consumers more variety.
So what will it do? Like, you'll just be asleep on the train, it'll be like, bing, 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 you're the next stop, next stop.
Exactly, you have to get on the next
Wake
stop.
up.
Yeah, well, you know, Move It is really more suitable for this because it gives you a get-off alert. You can also buy tickets with Move It, and it also gives you real-time information about the status of your ride and where you can find a bus
Okay,
stop.
WhatsApp, standalone business app.
I think this is really interesting. I think that Google wants to offer businesses to consumers or connect between consumers and businesses, but it doesn't want to infringe on the traditional WhatsApp because people would not want to be interacted or contacted by businesses on a regular WhatsApp app. So it introduces a new app. You'll be able to contact the businesses. You'll be able to chat with them. You'll be able to report businesses which are, you know, maybe not legitimate or spam. And verified accounts, by the way, will have a green check badge. And ones that are not verified will have a green question mark on them, so it means that they're not legitimate.
So there's a way. Okay, very good. Thank you, Vili. Have a good week.
You too.
All right, let's face it, athletes, mainly football players, are at risk of concussions, but now a new app is actually proving to be the best paramedic in the case of emergency on the field. Here's more.
Nearly 1 in 3 American adolescents who play contact sports report having had concussion, a condition that's difficult to diagnose, even for doctors, let alone school sports trainers.
We know the long-term effects with concussions, and we have a better understanding on how they presented and how we manage them and the effects with school and just quality of life. So there's a huge concern nowadays.
Look at my nose. I'm going to flash a light into your eyes very briefly.
Also concerning University of Washington neurologist Dr. Lynn McGrath. He says the standard pen light test is unreliable.
The current standard of care is missing half of all patients with concussions. And there's no real good objective way to diagnose concussions. And I think that part of the problem is that the only technology able to evaluate the pupillary light reflex previously is this very expensive piece of equipment. So we wanted to find a way to make that diagnosis and give that ability to people using a very cheap device. Just look straight at me.
McGrath and computer science researcher Jacob Bowden have made a smartphone app they hope will consign the penlight to history. Called Pupil Screen, it uses a phone's flash and camera to measure even the smallest changes in someone's pupil, providing almost instant results.
Okay, so go ahead and look straight at me.
In a small-scale study, Pupil Screen achieved almost perfect accuracy. A broader clinical study will put it in the hands of coaches and doctors. The team hope to release a commercially available version of Pupil Screen within 2 years.
Powering your digital world.
All right, coming up next, the reviews are in. Did The Last Jedi make the grade? This plus more Nerd Alert items from Daniel Roth.